You ready to go? All right.
Live Saturday night. Soul Cycle Alchemy, 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 Alchemy.
That's right now,
I'm gonna give you an echo machine.
baby.
Watch.
Okay.
There
Or
we
let
go.
hire someone to echo for us. You
Right. Yeah. We live
trying to
Saturday
flip it.
night, man. Yeah. Once
Yep,
more
Saturday
again.
Night
Once
Live,
more again.
the last
Once
Saturday
more
of
again.
February.
So-called Black History Month, huh? It's a joke.
Oh, oh yeah, that's right. This was Black History Month, huh? I missed it.
You see, the thing about it is they try to see. They always send us subliminals. They always send us subliminals because it's the shortest month of the. It's the shortest, but we have the vastest history, though. It's the shortest month, but we have the vastest history.
Hear nothing about Black History this month.
Well, you get it's commercialized to the mother. It's commercialized like a motherfucker. It used to be grassroots before
It,
they started getting a stride in Congress with the whole civil rights bill and all that bull crap, which is not freedom for us. It's not freedom. Stop it. Was none of those legislations was ever freedom for us. None of it. You still there? You froze, bro. You froze, bro. You need to get you a new internet connection. Your shit froze like a motherfucker. Your internet connection fuck. You there? Are you there? Are you in the matrix? Because you look like Paul, like Neo in the Matrix. Ah, glitch in the Matrix, huh? Motherfuckers. Glitch in the Matrix.
okay. Are you on your phone or the computer?
I'm on my phone.
On your phone. Still haven't been able to
Yeah.
figure it out. Get it back on the computer.
I can put it on the computer anytime. I just don't like. I like doing it on the phone. But why would you want to be on the computer? Why you want to be on
Well,
the computer?
oh, because we were able to share on the computer.
Oh, I can get on the. I would have to. I don't know. I would have to end this one and then do another one. I don't know.
Oh no, that's okay.
Let
We
me
don't have
see.
to.
Let me see though. Now go ahead with the mantra though. We could have been going with the mantra.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We'll get that over with.
Yeah.
We got to get off early today. Got to get off
Okay.
early tonight.
All right. Well, here we go, America. Through the power of force, might and will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow, the great nothingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible life from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into physical realization, actualization, and form as we all now will and commanded to be, is now being and becoming an active force of higher consciousness, and an active force of infinite intelligence within us all now, being and becoming the great Typhonian dragon god sign Kundalini flame now whirling and ascending up our spines from our root chakras to our central heart chakras and on up to our royal crown chakras, igniting our royal crown chakras, illuminating our first eye, our Lord Amunel Dragra, our hidden priestly grandmaster Magi, dragon god, sun, kings, and queens, igniting all of the 72 chakras in our first eye, our 72 primordial dragon gods and kings and queens, and all of our legions of 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 armies 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 of armies. Now, willing all of the forces, all of the elements, all of the essences, all of the dark matter and dark energy within the absolute all, in the being and becoming all of our will servants, serving all of our wills, objectives, intentions, and desires, crystallizing them all into realization, actualization, and form as we will and command it to be now, being and becoming an active force of unstoppable energy that we need now to help us overcome all of the obstacles and adversities in our life, completely dissolving all of our worries, lacks, fears, and problems into nothingness. Now, manifesting into our lives as all of the substance that we need to will and command our life into the proper order and law that we will and command and desire our lives to be, as we now affirm the positive abundance in the absolute all, as an eachness of oneness in the absolute all, manifesting into our reality in life as divine love, perfect health, and vitality, the abundance of prosperity in the absolute all, enriching our lives and the lives of everyone around us while protecting us from the evil of human thoughts and evil deeds against us and our family, neutralizing all of our enemies, bringing all out war, judgment, death, and total destruction upon the evil soulish counterfeit spirits, the ignorant walking dead automatons, and their Lord and God, the demiurge, and its archonic forces, enslaving and feeding off of the energy of the divine spark, the Kundalini race, and all of the entities and deities in line with the Aldabas who slayed our souls before creation, trapping them all in this prison of this physical realm of physical matter to be reborn, live, suffer, and die over and over for centuries and millenniums until now, because now's the time of our rise, as we all ascend to conscious unity, as now's the time of their fall, as all out war, judgment, death, and destruction is upon them all. Through the power, force, and might, will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow, the great nothingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible life, from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into realization, actualization, and form as we all now will and command it to be. Abracadabra, ashe. Okay. So,
All right, we're gonna do a couple of libations and then we can go right in.
okay. You want to start off, or you want me to start off? Because I didn't. I don't have my libation book with me.
Okay. Ash, Ashina, Ashe.
Ashe.
Gaia, Ashe.
Ashe.
Aset, Ashe.
Ashe.
Order out of chaos, chaos out of order of beings, Ashe.
Ashe.
The Nagas, Ashe.
Ashe.
El Cristo Negro, Ashe.
Ashe.
Noble Drew Ali, Ashe.
Ashe. Ain. Ashe. Ain soft. Ashe. Ain soft aura. Ashe. Absolute. Ashe. The great abyss of gnosis. Ashe. Berea. Ashe. Yetzira. Ashe. Ashia. Ashe. Yeshida. Ashe. Heya. Ashe. Neshama. Ashe. Ruach. Ashe. Nephish. Ashe.
Tiamat, Ashe.
all the dragon
Hold on,
gods,
Ashe. All the gods and goddesses, unknown and unknown, Ashe. So
and
yeah, we
to all the dragons, Ashe. The dragon gods and dragon goddesses, Ashe.
to all the phoenixes, are Ashe. To the mythical world, Ashe.
Metatron, Ashe. Cthulhu, Ashe.
All gods known and goddesses known and unknown, Ashe. Let's go into it.
Ashe.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah, you said you wanted to share something, right?
Ash. Now, at this time, I'm not. No, well, today all I was able to do today was finish my rituals that I started last week, and for some reason the energy was very, very strong this morning. Well, this afternoon when I was doing it. Oh, there we go. Oh, there.
You said what?
The energy was very strong for me this morning.
Okay, so what does that mean?
What does that mean? Well, whatever I want it to mean, I guess.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. For real.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to encourage that thinking right there, man, for all of us, because we are the magi, we the magicians, we created realities.
Yeah.
We wasn't subject to realities. We created them.
Yeah, we are the master manifester. That's what I pride myself as.
Well, the thing about it is we are always on the mission of mastery, man. That's what I'm
Hmm.
always gonna keep on sticking to. It's the mastery part. So if you ain't down here mastering it, attempting to master it on the path of mastering, then you on your mind on the wrong thing. You on the wrong shit. You on the wrong shit.
Yeah.
Because we supposed to
And
be mastering
mastering.
it down here.
Yeah, mastering the true self. That's
So,
what you really need to master, true self inwardly. And then your
right,
guide will open up all the things that are dormant inside that needs to be open.
right. This is the theme in all of these new age mythos that they're presenting to us is that there is something latent in humanity that's going to come online when
Hmm.
something happens that's a dire situation. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go with the signs and symbols, bro.
Hmm.
They showing us it's being shown what's really going on, but I don't think everyone want to tune in because it's not favorable to their humanity.
Well, whatever was used to be favorable to their humanity, that's all it is something that used to be.
But that's the thing. Is like I keep reiterating that we are not just humans, and everything that we're doing applies to humanity, and we have to get out of that. We're moving out of what we're referring to as humanity, and I'm not just necessarily talking about just atomic these entities with like bodies to walk around. Of course, all to where we recognize in the light body, and now we can go in between planes of existence just by whim, just by will. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we're figuring out. That's exactly what we forgot as humanity is that we already could do these things. and now
Hmm.
it's coming back online.
Yeah. Well, only this time we'll be starting back up on a on an incline and not on a decline. But there will be inclines and declines as we go up. But um, we're on an incline now, so I mean, that's right there should put a tingle in your stomach and give you that old boy feeling, because that means the sky's the limit from here.
Right.
I mean, yeah, we can pretty much manifest the life that we really want to have down here now.
So we basically already have powers got coming online right now, but now we're gaining more powers because we're on
Yeah.
the incline.
Now, when like there, okay, our war, our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities in high places,
Right.
which means that the real Armageddon that occurs, the Battle of Armageddon, it's
Hmm.
not a war out here, it's a war in here.
Oh, no doubt.
And the battle that we do inwardly will determine the world that we have outwardly.
Of course. This is why I always stress the self development, spiritual, magical, alchemical work that needs to be done from everyone. Everyone is required to do this work. And it's like that's what Kemet was.
Yeah,
Kemet
that
literally was. Kemet literally was a place or an institution or a university
school.
where they will harness that melanin. They will harness that capacity to access the great mother Noon,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? So we had direct access. So we had it was like in some and look at the new DC meta human series, and you'll get what I'm talking about. What Egypt means, because all of what they're explaining in the DC series, meta-human series, is that there was always this superpower, but it hadn't been developed. We didn't have a culture that could develop that within, like as a child, and you grew up as a child and you have this latent DNA inside of you, but it won't come online if you were in the scenario that we in right now, because we live in a westernized world where the Tamahu has basically been in rulership for a period of time. So that's what we were raised in. For it wasn't cultivating that
Yeah.
late DNA.
Yeah.
In Egypt and they had institutions and university that was cultivating. Well, they have them here too, but they keep it secret. CIA
Mm-hmm.
things that they're doing with the CIA and stuff.
Well, then that's why it's important to go within and create your own. Well, first, you get as much knowledge of the ancient world and, our symbols and what all this stuff means. And then you apply it inwardly. And then you go inwardly. Once you figure out the, the inner spiritual anatomy and how it works, then you can go inwardly and start creating your own methods of what we were doing a long time ago, but it's starting now, because we've been formed into something new. We're something old, but changed into something new, which is an alchemical process, turning something old into something new. That's the alchemical process that's happening to us.
And it can only happen to us. Like what they mean when they say there's nothing new under the sun.
Uh huh.
They're talking about their world,
Yeah, not ours, because
not
we're
us.
we're turning into something new under the sun, something that's never been under the sun.
no doubt.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
then we'll be manifesting from that frequency.
right.
And
And it's
when,
all based on that programming. We've been programmed to think that we're inferior, right? So, of course, a program that inferiority complex is literally inhibiting our God powers.
you see, okay, so like you remember we was talking about the higher self, which it don't participate in thinking. That's left up to the lower self. It it's the knower. It function on a much more higher creative level, but what it does is it guides our thinking in the direction where it wants our thinking to go. So we must rely on higher manners to guide our lower manners, our thinking, the part of us, the cognitive, our intellect and personality, guide it in the direction where it wants it to go in order for us to go to the next level and next level and next level and next level.
Right. I mean, we don't. At the end of the day, from the spirit world, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always get the higher realms are not are no more significant than the lower realms.
Mm-hmm.
They
Well,
both
the
they
lower realms, well, the lower realms are and the higher realms are one and the same.
that's my
Just
point.
like
So
on the
it's
tree
like
of life, on the
when
tree of
you
life.
going about this, when you going about this, we can't be under the impression or the mindset that the higher realms are, for lack of better word, better than the lower realms. And also the processes that happen on a lower level, they have ramifications on higher levels,
Yeah,
and vice versa.
yeah. Well, yeah. When we go inwardly and we um, project ourselves into these higher realms and do work there, that has a that has an effect in those higher realms, which trickles down into this realm.
I believe the lower, doing the work on the lower realms literally um, prepare you for whatever you're doing on the higher realms. Because the lower realms is like the dojo, right? Where you actually are going through all of the lower lower level vibration temptations, lower level vibration um, uh, obstacles, right? And
Okay.
it's needed because when you're going through this level of self mastery, if you was in the angelic realms all the time, you would never realize the adversity of a foe and the adversity. Because this is why duality is key down here. Duality is key because all you're doing is projecting the negative aspect of yourself outward, and it becomes your foe. So whatever is out here that we deem as our foe, or something that's hindering us from whatever our ambitions we have, that's only yourself again. That's you against yourself.
Well, I view the physical realm as a place is the telltale. It's what it give us the results of what we do in the invisible realms. It lets us know how effective or ineffective our inner work is.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It does because
It
whatever.
reflects what's going on the inside.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree.
Okay.
That's without doubt a contradiction that whatever work we that needs to be done, especially energetically on the outside, has to be done in the inside, and I promote this all the time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. In order to change the outside, you got to go within to change the inside. Everything has to be done inwardly. The universe is mental. The law of the universe, the all is mind. So,
but that adds to my argument that there is no physical reality. Physical reality is just a construct that appears to be something based on sensory interaction with molecules and sacred geometry and the intelligence of the what we call the organic world, which is a living entity. It's a
well,
living.
it's like light trapped in a prism.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree. It's vibrations that have been slowed down so much that it appears to be solid.
Yeah, yeah. So you're right. We're not having there is no physical world. I
Well,
mean, yeah, I
physical
agree with.
is just a human conceptualization to explain something that they couldn't explain. So they
And
have
that
a reality.
we all co-signed on it too mentally.
Well, that's the power of the mind is that everything is co-signed by us. All of reality is co-signed because we didn't agree with this. Imagine we can get everybody to basically instantaneously right now start thinking like we thinking.
Yeah,
As
or
they
start
can
thinking
change
the way
reality instantaneously.
the way they would think if they thought the same way we thought.
Exactly. Not and the other part of it. The other part of it is the emotional maturity that comes along with it. Because if you're emotionally immature, then you're going to create another chaos, another
You're going to
chaotic
create an
situation,
emotional and
you're chaotic
immature
within.
manifested world. You're going to
Well,
manifest from that
you're
range,
chaotic
from that.
within. You have to deal with your demons. You have to deal with your demons and come to grips with them because they work for you. That's the point.
Well,
They're within you, giving you challenges within yourself, within your emotional self, within your psychological self to
actually,
overcome it.
you turn your demons into your demons have to become your servants.
They become where I just what I just said.
Yeah.
They work for you. They eventually when you this is the whole point of mastery of your demons is your genius.
Yeah, but see, the reason why they're fucking with you is because you're not recognizing them. And
Yeah, the
then when you
reason
don't
why they
recognize
fucking
them,
with you is because they probably have an agenda to try to suck energy from you.
well, actually, the demons is the same thing as genius. It's okay, so or genie or jinn, all that stuff. So these are energies that we supposed to be fucking with, but we don't fuck with, and because we don't fuck with, they just run rampant and they just turn into fucking wild animals, uh, turn loose in the zoo, doing whatever the fuck they want.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to be accountable, which in a world, in a society where no one wants to be accountable, right? We live in a society where no one wants to be accountable. That's everyone denying to do their dark work.
Well, that's
That's
because they
everybody
want
denying to do their dark work. Because if you got to be accountable for, like, for example, a lot of people can always speak from from perspective, and then all of it is demiurge energy. All of it is perpetuating the matrix from your demiurge ego perspective, which you're projecting that out into the universe, like you said. Now we're creating a chaotic situation because we're not dealing with our own emotional and psychological energies. We're not dealing with it, so it becomes this it manifests into this overwhelming calamity. This overwhelming, even global warming. What they would all that is a result of something going on inside of us that we're
to.
not dealing with. whether it's weather uh, phenomenon, all that stuff is something going on with them. So now you can give credit to, oh, HARP is doing it. Um, you can give credit to, oh, the government is doing it or whatever. But guess what? The government
No.
is the government. Listen, let me go further because they can
Uh-huh.
use that excuse. But the government is nothing more than a reflection of what's going on inside of you too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? As a matter of
Okay.
fact, a government is called a body
Mm-hmm.
for a reason. It's symbolically telling you that the the Constitution doesn't only apply to a instrument that is the basis of their legal system, right? You have a constitution. Your body's constitution is integrity, like it's solidification, it's integrity, it's ability to help, it's a conduciveness to health. That's the constitution, right? If you even go into the word, it's a word that's associated with physical reality and its solidification.
I look at my body as a possession of that of my the eye, the invisible eye
Right.
is
But I'm not.
it's a
That's not what I'm
possession.
talking about. I'm not talking about a spiritual. I'm talking about from the perspective of us looking at it from a conceptualization of from a human perspective,
Oh,
right?
okay.
From a human perspective, because like remember I just said the word physical reality. Physical is just another way to explain. Now they saying quantum reality, right? Because they grew from the nature of reality. Learning the nature of reality is basically vibrational in nature. It's not physical. It's not solidified. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's not solidified. It's really multidimensional. Let's even further than that. It's multidimensional. It's like when they say, "Oh, the world flat" or "the world spherical." It's all of that in one. We don't understand the power of mind, spirits, our mind, spirits, and our energies of the emotional energies, the heart energy. Right? We don't
Mm-hmm.
understand the power that we have collectively as a people, as humanity, or what we refer to as humanity. We
Mm-hmm.
don't understand that. Purposely, that's purposely done, right? It's purposely done. Why? Because if we realized it, the powers that be, so-called powers that be, because they're not the powers that be, the so-called powers that be will not have the leverage that they have, that they think they have. Their whole leverage is to continue to keep us mentally controlled, psychologically, and spiritually too controlled. That is their only recourse is to
Yeah,
control
well,
us.
that's how they stay. That's how they'll be able to remain in power. I mean, but we can manifest them out of existence now. We
That's
have
what we
but
should be
see,
doing, but we caught up. Most of us is caught up in it though.
but
Go ahead.
but well, okay, but not all of us. There are some of us that are doing the work, where putting in the work, where it's all about just manifesting them completely out of the picture, completely out, and we're bringing in whole new paradigm, a whole new paradigm where we learn how to govern our own lives, our own selves, or we go to a whole, a whole new paradigm where we shift beyond this physical realm to where now we're now subjugated to a whole new different laws and rules that we weren't that we aren't now because we're not these different worlds haven't opened up. We haven't arrived to this certain point yet. But once we arrive to this certain point and continue on, we're going to be whole new laws are going to apply to us. Whole new um, um, principles.
Well, there's a saying in more science that says, man's God today will not be man's God tomorrow. As man grows in his understanding, so should his God's change. I'm paraphrasing. So,
Mm-hmm.
so what you I'm just adding on to what you're just saying is how as we evolve humanity, because
Mm-hmm.
we're only not only evolving spiritually, we're
Yeah.
evolving mentally, we're evolving emotionally, and we're evolving energetically. We're
Yeah.
evolving, and in that evolution, of course, things are going to be realized, and things are going. We're going to take a whole nother perspective on things because we've been under a programming. We've been under a social engineering, a
Yeah.
norm.
We've been in a closed up dark room, and we thinking that that's the only that's this room that we're in is it. But no, all we got to do is just open the door, open the windows first, open the window and let some light in, and see that, oh, there's a door. And then we go to the door and open that. Oh my God, there's more. I mean, there's a whole lot more to this place.
Yeah, I'm gonna add on to what you just said. The whole basis of how they build infrastructure is to perpetuate that idea of being in a box. Just for
Mm-hmm.
example, your apartment is a box,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is using those geometries, is using that three dimensional geometry. Why? Because they're trying to keep you in a three-dimensional state
Contain.
of understanding.
Containment. Yeah.
Three dimensions. Now now the word multi-dimension wasn't even a word until like the early 70s.
Yeah.
I mean the late 70s, I mean.
That
Right?
was just
And
in the comic
it
book.
wasn't a commonly used word. It wasn't a commonly used word. Now in the 2000s, it's like all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think because they know that we're evolving, that we're going to evolve, right? But they want to
Yeah.
spoon feed us the evolution so it can be under their control. They're
Contain.
they're in containment. Yeah, again with the containment stuff, with the
Yeah.
control. They're narcissistic as fuck, bro. They're control freaks. They're narcissistic control freaks.
Yeah. They
And
want to contain it and control it.
right, because they can't stop it,
No.
right? So they want to manage it.
Yeah. Manage it and use it as a profitable tool.
Right, because I mean, we're actually doing a prediction for the next 100 years, bro. It's like the things that are changing now are just a drop in the water of the things that are going to change within the next 10 years. I said 100, but the next 10 years is like crazy. I mean, because it's happening so rapidly. When this evolution,
Mm-hmm.
because when we get to a certain point, it's like we getting closer to like a hyperdimensional state where everything is happening on a quicker level, a faster level. It seems.
Okay.
What I'm saying, so
Yeah. They
it's
call that the
happening.
quickening.
The
That's
quickening.
called the
Okay.
quick.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I embrace it because the stuff that I've been saying for over 20 years, now
Mm-hmm.
people are going to realize what I've been saying. And that's
You,
why I
you ever?
embrace it. And that's not
You
why
ever?
I want it to happen. It's not egotistical, and I'm not perpetuating the matrix. I'm just saying, like, it's going to change the whole society mentally, and spiritually, emotionally, energetically. It's going to change it,
It's going to change the whole terrain.
and it's needed.
The whole.
It's
Yeah.
necessary because everybody in their comfort zone. They in Disneyland right now. They need to get smacked out of their Disneyland world.
It doesn't have to be that way. I mean, if we do the shadow work, we can avoid all of that.
We could. If it was a fifth, we all be damn drunk.
We'd be all green, the Green Lantern. We'd be a planet like the Green Lanterns.
Right. So it's like I take the good with the bad. I love the polarities. I love it's not. I don't want to avoid all the I don't want to avoid the negative or what's perceived as negative. I don't want to avoid that. I don't want to avoid the disaster. I don't want to avoid all of the hardship and the desperation. I don't want to avoid all
that. Well,
it has to happen.
Knock yourself out. I can see. I mean, if I can see, well,
it's you saying knock yourself out like it's not inevitable. It's inevitable.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Like, you can't avoid it. You can't. So you might as well embrace it.
Well, but at the same token, no adversity comes without a seed of an equivalent advantage. So there has to be a seed of an equivalent advantage. So I would be looking for that.
That's why I said the polarities. I already know what negative come positive, what positive come negative.
There's going to come
problems come solutions. With solutions come problems.
Well, you don't want to run away from that.
Chaos is order, and order is chaos.
But that's just normal in period. I mean, as you evolve in life, you're going to go through that period. But as a race coming to a point to where we have to be completely knocked out unconscious damn near in order for us to finally get it, I mean, that's okay too. I mean, if that's cool, if that's what we have to go through. But if we don't have to go through that to get it,
I think that's
even better.
I think a lot of people are hung up on physical existence too much. Like, death is no enemy of man. So it's like, I'm not, like, I have to, every time, because people are so sensitive about this, right, that I have to do this disclosure. I'm not promoting suicide or death. I'm saying
it's a part of
it. You got to come to grips with it. You have to embrace it. I was talking to my children the other day. They literally broke down crying because they said they don't want to die. I said, you don't even got to worry about that right now.
Yeah, well, then worrying about being scared of death is some kindergarten shit, because the soul is going to live on.
Children. That's why I said they children.
The soul is going to live. Your soul is going to live on, and it's going to incarnate again. And all the shit that your fears, your good things, and all your fucked up things that you accumulated in the life prior, that's going to come over with you and going to incarnate with you into the next life. So you should be more
who you are in every life. You bring all that energy with you, and plus now you gain more energy. You gain more aspects of yourself, and you know what I'm saying. So of course, it's not going anywhere. It's in the next genetic memory. It's like, that's why they call it genetic. It's called epigenetics. Look it up.
Yeah, so we should get over our fear of death and start being more concerned with those things.
Check this out. And you know how the Western world talking about this whole idea of being able to put your consciousness into a computer so you can
immortality.
You already doing that, dumbass.
Yeah.
You're constantly putting your consciousness in another being and coming back, motherfuckers.
Yeah, but they want to keep the same ego. The ego.
There it is, right there, the demiurge.
Yeah, the ego don't want to die. It want to live
The
on.
demiurge, bro. That's the main thing that I have the problem when I was dealing with the death issue, right? Is
Hmm.
it was mainly because my ego had a problem with it.
Well, when you face death, when you look death eye to you, when you and death are looking at each other eye to eye, and you're
Yeah.
so close to where you can kiss each other, then when you experience that, your whole perception of death is going to change.
I've experienced that, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
had I was a situation where I had nothing to do with whatever was going on, but I was caught
Hmm.
in the crossfire of the shit.
On the middle of it,
I
the
was caught in
wrong
the
place at the
crossfire of the
wrong
shit,
time.
and I literally heard bullets fly past my ear.
Yeah.
That's how close.
Yeah.
You feel
Well,
me?
shit. When I got hit by that sixth automobile, I'm doing 25 and it's doing 30 and I'm on a bicycle. Oh, just before it hit me, just seeing watching it happen, and it's like it's happening in slow motion.
No, but ever since then, though, I was having all these weird scenarios. To where I actually got hit in that scenario. Right?
Oh,
And I was like, wow. And I keep having that, and like I actually got hit or something, but I didn't. So it was an
you
alternate
did?
world where I actually did get hit.
Okay, yeah. Well, in my world, I did. I got hit. In another world, I probably got hit and died. Or I could have gotten hit and died in this world, and I'm just in another multiverse. You ever wonder if maybe you didn't survive, but you just wake up in another you and another a
Yeah,
version of you?
what if this is a because they always say all of this is a dream of your soul. So you feel me? You never know what scenario or what alternate world you are in based on the soul's perspective. If you from the soul's perspective, it's probably experiencing all those different alternate worlds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Probably every day when we wake up, we're in a whole nother world.
Right.
Yeah.
But at
The-
the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's like the Western world mentality gives you that uncertainty of death and all that. That's it's embedded in the society. They embedded. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the ways they control you through your fear of death.
well, until you start seeing them as pawns in the grand scheme of things, as little small pawns, and that there's something even greater than them that uh, that our energy is greater than them. Our energy, our higher self, our higher energy is greater. We have to see ourselves as as a part of the absolute all.
Primal
And
mother. I mean, we have
yeah,
access. We have direct access to primal mother, and you can tell by the pineal glands secretes melanin.
and not only that, but we
Melatonin.
do have legions of legions of legions of legions of armies of armies of armies of armies within and without.
Well, no
The
doubt.
greater your army is on the inside, the greater your army is on the outside.
Well, I mean, people at the end of the day, they don't understand that all the scriptures are just versions of anthropomorphized versions of aspects of your energy, aspects of your
Yeah.
capability, aspects of your potentiality, right? And all of
Hmm.
the Bible is literally speaking about a narcissistic or a metaphysical perspective. Everything is symbolizing. For example, when John had his experience, his metaphysical experience, where he turned around in his body and said and saw the seven candlesticks of light.
Uh-huh.
That
Those
was
and those are
him.
seven chakras.
Yeah, he saw his 7 chakras.
Yeah.
He had an astral body experience, man. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they don't see the priesthood. They're all Masons. And people want to ask what the Masons agenda is. Their agenda to keep the control of the society. That's just one of their agenda. Their main agenda is to keep you spiritually unsophisticated to realize your own spiritual and soul power.
Yeah. They want to
That's their
they
main
want to
objective. Their main
they want to
objective.
feed it to you like it's some bedtime fairy tale stories.
But let's see what we're talking about when we talk about how the negative is the positive, because they have no other choice because their tongues have our ancestors put them. We created the Freemasonic system, right? In
Mm-hmm.
order in order to put us under pressure and inhibit our genetic um, latent latent genetics, and so that it can be under that pressure of a diamond,
Oh
right?
yeah, so we can wake
Be
up
under the
at the
pressure of a
after.
diamond. Like it's
Mhm.
like I tell people a lot of times that it's kind of set up. Those who understand trust, it's kind of set up like an incentive trust, right? It's an incentive trust, right?
Mhm.
Where you have to it's a incentive set up in the trust in order for those who are the beneficiary to gain the benefits of the trust. There's an incentive to it, meaning, for example, some in some trusts they have where the beneficiary has to have an offspring
There are
before a certain time
conditions.
or whatever. And these are
They have certain.
conditions for them to get. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
that's the incentive to you for you to get your inheritance, right? So
Yeah.
that's how they set up the Freemasonic lodge to hold our. It even go further in when it goes, but I don't want to go that deep. But when we gave them the culture, the science of civilization, the keys, we gave them the keys, and then we told them, "Don't tell us when we rising. Don't tell us. Don't give us. As a matter of fact, make it harder for us to get to master ourselves and get to the real level that we need to get to."
Well,
Because
actually, they're being very obedient.
they actually are being obedient. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the point I'm trying to make. This is
Yeah,
why
they.
the highest level of Freemasonry is Rosicrucian, or what you call a Shriner, right?
Mm-hmm.
A Shriner, where they all they all wear fezzes, but they wear
Mm-hmm.
fezzes with Moorish titles on them, meaning they under the authority of the Moorish sovereign power.
Okay.
They're waiting for us to bring back the Moorish sovereignty, the Moroccan sovereignty again, bro. That's what they're sparking us to do by putting us under the pressure.
And then, and anytime we go 180 degrees outside of that, they humiliate us.
Exactly. Exactly. So also you can go into the fact that they know about the Fed, they know the science of wearing how the Fed works and how that's our birthright, but theirs is tied down,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just like their tongues are sealed. Meaning they can't tell us. They can't tell us even if they wanted to.
But they can write books, though, put it in books.
They can codify it and put it in allegory and all this old bullshit, whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
they can't directly say straight up. They can't directly say straight up.
No,
Right?
even though some of
They
them are
under the
kind of
oath.
hard now.
They under the oath. They took in the oath, the blood oath,
Okay.
right? So, like I'm saying, we had multi-dimensional capabilities even back then. Like we already knew. That's why the pyramids was set up. This is why the lane lines was set up, because we already knew everything was multi-dimensional.
Okay, so then our ancestors put us on the spot there, and they making us absolutely, completely responsible.
Of course, we are absolutely completely irresponsible, and I don't see a lot of us kind of don't want the responsibility, but I'm glad we got the responsibility.
Yeah, or we wouldn't have nothing to do. What else would there be to do? Everything else is just bullshit.
Right, and it's like we are the number one galactic or cosmic problem solvers on the planet, on the universe, in the whole cosmos. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So why wouldn't we put ourselves under the most difficult equations there are?
We
You
lock
know what I'm
ourselves
saying?
up in a Rubik's cube and try to figure ourselves up and break out of it.
Right, right. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what that's what order out of chaos being supposed to do. Chaos out of order being supposed to do. Right. We
well,
dwell we
well,
dwell between parallel worlds,
well, we're
polarity,
supposed to
parallel
understand the
world and
cycles
polarity.
that we're
That's what the whole concept of more comes from. We
in. Okay,
travel between worlds.
well, actually, we're supposed to also understand the cycles that we're in. Certain cycles call for these type of actions, and then after you get past those cycles and we move on up in our evolution, certain things that we used in the past we don't need no more. We have we going even that we're gonna have to put the things that we're using now. They're gonna become our poison, and we're gonna have to get rid of them and adopt new tools.
Right. All the things that are finite, yes.
Yeah,
All the things that are here that's infinite, it
yeah,
carries on.
yeah. Okay, what's gonna be what we're using today, tomorrow? It's not gonna be the same tool that we're gonna need to go further. We're gonna have to abandon that and develop new tools for the new paradigm that we're in.
All things pass away.
Yeah. Hmm.
All finite things pass away.
Yeah. So we're not confined to not one thing. We shit. We can do it all.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it all. We're gonna learn it all.
Right. And this is like a mantra to it, a pep talk, a ritual every Saturday night. We
Yes,
doing it.
every Saturday night
We
we
doing a
putting this energy
ritual about in that respect and that spirit right there, like actually changing reality
out. Hmm.
to what we see fit. The known, like that's what the gods did, right? That's
Yes.
what the gods did. They
Yeah.
created reality
Are the beyond gods, the chaos, out of order
beyond
beings,
God. Yeah, I mean the beyond gods.
the primordial beings. I mean, shit. What do you think the divine darkness is? The divine darkness is a fucking. It's alive.
Yeah, so it's an entity. It's a
A
consciousness.
deity. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
alive.
deity. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you can put it into a deity state, and we
Yeah.
embody it.
Yeah.
You can embody it. You can actually embody it and access that energy.
It manifests from that energy.
Right.
And what can be against you?
I mean, once you get to that level, they're going. You create higher, more powerful foes now. Every time you get higher, you create higher, more powerful foes. Purposely
Oh,
necessary. So
yeah.
yeah, you want to create. The more powerful you get, the more powerful your polarity gets.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
polarity,
yeah.
your opposite
Yeah.
polarity.
Oh, the Agent Smith section
Right.
part of me.
We coming to the end of the show, bro. So get your last words in.
Oh, the last words. Well, man, we're in a tight death grip right now with things going on in the economy. Interest rates on the 2-year note, it's almost at 5%. Left the Fed fund rate at 4.25%. That's not good. That is not good. Well,
If it's not good, why you laughing?
because
Wow,
when I say
that's
not
funny.
good, because I know I know what that means and the opportunities that it presents if you're in the know. But even if you're taking advantage of the opportunities, still live on the same planet. Okay, it's not good. It's just, ooh, man, it's a death grip on everything. It's going to kill the real estate market. It's going to, people homes are just going to go, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the time of the age of time where you see who really the strong ones.
You ever heard of this book called The Fourth Turning?
No.
You check out the audio. We're in the fourth turning.
Right.
We gone through all the first three. We're in the last one now. This is the winner. We in the winner. It's like
Well,
four
I've heard
seasons.
every aspect and every scenario of the end time and all that stuff.
Oh no, these are the fourth turning is not. This has happened before.
End of the
We've gone through the
society.
fourth turnings. We go through the fourth turning every 80 years. So this is a repeated cycle. But
That's what I'm saying.
this,
They always have this anticipation for the end, the collapse of society. Ever since I was younger, it was always this
no,
1999
well,
was one.
these are
Let me
cycles.
finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
1999 was one.
Mm-hmm.
2012 was the other one, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
1999,
Mm-hmm.
2012, and then was 2020 was another
Mm-hmm.
one. So it's like it's constant, and I think they do that because they can keep us off balance when that 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 tips over, that real tip over happens. But we
Yeah.
gotta go though, bro. We gotta go.
Okay. All right.
See y'all next Saturday.
All right. Good night.